of Arma for like the longest time, and Flashpoint is infantry, so we need to get that like.
I mean, it's nice to have the helicopter guns.
Yes, of course.
But also we need to spend some time on actually making the mission. The mission.
The mission.
Okay, people don't care about these new things. Project leaders demand that we get back to the mission.
So let's get back to the mission then. Okay, so as I was saying before that detour,
sorry.
We're going to start placing the enemy units that will be patrolling the town, and we'll keep their affiliation to Blue Force so that I don't get shot at as I go around looking at them. So set me back to the player here. So I guess start with the guards of the truck because that makes the most sense.
Okay. So.
Let's go with, I guess, a group of guys. Swap to independent. Nah, not group. Let's go with just individual units.
Yeah.
Independent. Let's place an auto rifleman, sure. And we can set ourselves as the player of him, because then we can see exactly where we've placed him. And stick him, I guess, right next to the truck.
So far what Thomas has shown you is placing basic units. So we have one for Blue 4, one for the green side, and then like the yellow truck is an empty vehicle. So this isn't assigned to anyone. So no one will try and shoot it up. And so now you're going to give them some movement waypoints? Or?
Well, we can.
Yeah, so
maybe
this is getting stuff in the game. Very simple. Click, 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 click. Simple units. Making them do something then, I think would be interesting.
Is the next step, yeah. So let's leave him, I guess, as the main guard of the truck, and let's give a patrolling unit around the truck. So let's place another unit here, make him, I guess, what, a grenadier, and just reset his azimuth. Okay, and again, since they're the same side, they're automatically grouped, so you might want to ungroup them like that. Now, we'll be introducing here, I guess. What have you found?
People are wondering what that crazy Steam icon is beside the preview button.
Oh, should we show them?
No, yours is going to show that.
Yours is going to show that, okay. Alright, so what we're going to do now is make him patrol around the truck. Very simple. Basically what you see is what you get. So we select the waypoint mode here, and you select the unit to make sure that it's a waypoint assigned to him, and then you just double click. So it's very similar to placing an actual unit, but it opens up a completely different window, which is the insert waypoint window. So you can see here you can change a whole bunch of parameters, height above ground, timeouts, what happens when he reaches the waypoint, what happens, what scripts are executed, all that kind of stuff. But for the sake of making him patrol, we're going to set his behavior to safe, which will make him at ease, and his speed mode to limited, which will make him just walk. So now what will happen is he'll just move there, and obviously that that's not perfect because we want him to keep moving around, so the player has to be aware of him. So let's have him, I guess, just move straight back to his same position. And in order to make him keep going, we select the special waypoint type cycle. This will make him go between these two waypoints endlessly, pretty much. So let's put a cycle waypoint right there. You can see, you can tell it's his waypoint. It's now grouped back to him, and it creates a little loop there. So now we have a patrolling unit. Let's change his direction. Again, we hold left shift and just move the mouse. And there you go.
So, in summary, we've placed a bunch of units.
Yes.
We've given them something to do, walk around, and then maybe we can see that.
Yeah. Let's preview it and see what
if I hadn't caused a slight distraction of like 10 minutes or whatever.
And I'm sure they enjoyed it. Is your time up?
We're swapping.
That's We're going to tell people about that button.
Yeah, I'm going to tell them all.
Okay. But let's see our scene first.
Click it to sell your soul to Valve or something. Is that what it is?
These guys.
Yeah.
Well, I'll finish my beer.
Yeah, finish it out of the frame.
Okay, so we are sat here as the guarding unit right next to here.
Thank you.
And here's our guy patrolling around, looking all macho. Cool.
So have you been talking about the stance indicator yet?
I have not mentioned that yet.
Because that's probably something pretty cool, and that's appeared already in the alpha and the development branch.
We seem to have a little bit of a visual glitch there. Yes, but you know, alpha's alpha.
But if you look at your top right, next to the weapon info, there's the stance indicator now, and a lot of people were asking for this.
Let's get that glitch away, perhaps.
Yeah, let's restart.
Yeah, okay. Oops, wrong button. So let's just place yourself as another different unit.
And there's that Steam icon again.
Yeah, there's.
Should I go, or do you want to first show this off?
Let's show this off. We've already
Yeah.
baited them with it.
Yeah, so as I was saying, the stance indicator, it allows you to more quickly see what stance you're currently in, especially with all of the adjustable stances.
It's extremely useful, especially in like first person where you can't really tell
Yeah.
always. Gives you a nice situational awareness.
And some people might find it unrealistic, but when you think about it, in real life you have all these senses, like you can feel your actual legs and the
Yeah,
position.
some
So
things just have to be represented in this way.
plus
Yeah.
it will be optional, so you can toggle it in the options if you want
Yeah.
to.
So you can see now, it doesn't look like this is us standing and this is
Yeah.
us crouched. On first glance, it's not that obvious, but now we have the stance indicator, so it's very
There is
clear
another
in the top
indicator.
right.
You can see your cursor. It's slightly more
It's
narrow when you're
expanding
crouched
and-
because of your accuracy.
Yeah, it's representing accuracy.
But it does help a lot, I think.
And you can see it's most accurate when you're prone.
And I do believe that the stance indicator will already be in the alpha patch that is coming out next
I
week.
think so, yeah.
So you don't have to wait for beta for that.
But another thing that I'm sure you're all aware of in Arma 3 is the multiple different adjusted stances,
Yep.
which are also shown by the arrows on the sides of the
So now
stance
he's
indicator.
adjusting to the left, and you can see the little arrow next to his crouch.
And you can, of
icon.
course, stand up and go prone as well.
This is one of those things that the community and people on the feedback tracker actually all requested quite a bit. So
Oh no, okay, we're fine. I thought we got stuck for a second there. And there's also this, which I think is a recent addition, but the just left and just right when prone.
also there's the pistol prone leans that are.
What's
pretty
quite nice
cool.
about this is you can actually adjust yourself as needed.
Yep.
But yeah, so
You've
that's
been showing off the
stance
pistol as
indicator.
well for the.
We have not actually.
That's,
But yeah, this is their
well.
this is their primary weapon, which is the Mark 20, which has been already shown, I think, in the screenshots and stuff. And
Yeah,
this
it's
is the
been-
new
It's been reskinned for the green faction.
yeah, and this is the new ACP C2, which is their primary sidearm. And let's give that. Why don't we just give those a couple shots? Yeah. So really nice new guns.
I think the pistols are much more satisfying to use compared to Arma 2, like
Oh yeah, much.
especially when you're in the close quarters and you can just. more
Our
accurately-
animation guys have done wonders with the pistol animations. They are as smooth as the rifle ones. Nice with the tactical pace, all that kind of stuff. And nice little stuff. Oh, we can have. Are people aware? Yeah. Well, there
So
you
this
go.
is
You can now also destroy
fancy new
buildings.
effect.
Yeah. Destroy building windows, I should say. Okay, so stance indicator. Now, what was next on the agenda?
I think maybe
It's the
people
little.
wanna-
It's the little button here.
Yeah.
The little button.
So
Well,
I
you
think-
can see.
Yeah, wait till later.
Really?
No, we're gonna.
No,
go
we're
into it.
gonna dive straight into
Like-
it.
Most of the people they'll know. They're probably expecting what it is because we have gone with Steam, and that brings us certain features that are pretty cool. And so obviously, what this will allow you to do is from the editor directly publish a mission to Steam.
So we should probably save the mission first.
Yeah, to
Yeah,
Steam
okay.
Workshop, I should say.
Yeah. So let's just call this. This is the save window, and you can just call your mission whatever you want here. So let's call it. Well, why don't we call it Steal the Car?
Why don't we?
Steal the Car. Do we want to select that just yet? Probably not. So we go user mission for now. So now the mission will be saved for later reference, for you to change stuff around as you please, and you can load it later, so you don't have to make the mission all at once.
So now let's
But
try to
now
click
let's
it.
open it. So there we go.
So several cool things here. You can of course set some tags so that people can find your mission based on the category. You can directly from the game set an overview image. There's a default shown there, but if you click select image, it will open up a little browser. And one of the folders there is your Steam screenshots folder. So when you in the overlay you've done a screenshot, you can just select that and use it.
So I guess we'll do that later and actually plug it in.
I'm not sure if we'll actually use the go through the
Right,
publishing
okay,
process now.
sure.
We just want to show
Yeah.
what it is about. You can do a description. You can first set it to private if you just want to test it with a bunch of friends. Yeah, and as you can see, currently there's only a tiny 10 megabyte storage, but that's only the testing phase. It will extend to, I'm not exactly sure, but there'll be plenty of space to host a couple of missions there.
Yeah, for sure. And it'll be available to everyone. Yeah.
It's also really important to say that this does not replace the traditional ways of sharing missions or of
Armaholic
installing
and all those
missions.
community websites.
Yeah, if you don't want to bother with Steam Workshop, you can still just drop missions directly into your documents or your game, and you can share them on any internet site, whatever.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
some
it
really
still-
cool websites for that.
It
that do
still keeps
reviews.
intact all the hard work done by the community guys and stuff.
But this is maybe one of my more favorite features coming to Arma 3 because it'll really easily and all in the game allow you to share missions and to download them, be subscribed to missions.
Yeah, it'll give like budding mission designers, which hopefully a lot of you will be after this live stream, the opportunity for a wider audience to download their missions and try them out. And really easy as well.
And the subscription as well means you don't have to re-download new versions when there's a tiny bug fix. It'll
Yeah, that's-
automatically download in your game without restarting.
That's definitely a really nice feature of it, is that like it automatically updates. So there you go.
So there's
That's the publish to Steam workshop.
I guess people will be wondering when this is coming to the Arma 3 beta. We will not have it at the beta launch, but most likely in the weeks after that. So during the beta, not at the initial release.
Yeah.
We're doing the final testing for it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there we
Let's
go.
continue. Your mission.
Yes. Let's. All right. So we have our patrol guy, we have our guard, and we have our truck. So I would say that's about good enough for guarding the truck itself.
Later you can
So-
balance.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The best way to balance it is by playing. So always keep adding new stuff, test it, see if it works. If it doesn't work, change it up, and then keep doing that over and over and over. And eventually you'll get to the setting that you want it to be. So now is basically what I'll call the filler units. So what will be actually almost the roadblock for the player as he's going through the town. Because obviously right now what could happen is you could just go straight to the car and there you have it. He's got the car. You could kill these two very easily and mission done pretty much. So let's place a couple of guards at logical locations around. So you can see that Agia Marina has a bunch of bridges. So let's place some guards in front of each bridge. So we'll keep the unit
Do you have
options
a
selected.
helicopter patrolling it?
We don't yet.
So
We could.
that might be another cool thing. That's a little bit of a throwback to the Flashpoint Cold
Flashpoint,
War
yeah,
Crisis,
if-
steal the car.
Some of you guys might remember there's a hind that flies over at the start. So do we want to ask them which one they want?
Yeah,
we
is
can give
there-
them the option. I
Does
guess.
anyone have any requests? Like we have the,
We have the MI-48, the Alpha one.
I think the MI-48 might be a pretty cool
and it would definitely fit
comparison
in
to
here.
the gunship.
But I guess we also have the Green Army Merlin.
Throw in the MI-48.
Yeah,
we'll
okay,
we'll show them,
MI-48.
and then later we can swap it out.
Cool. MI-48. So
Yeah, I think the
MI-48,
people are
everyone
saying
wants
MI-48. Some people are saying Merlin, but that's more of a. Well, first of all, it's
Well,
not really a Merlin.
well,
It's
yeah.
inspired by something
that's
like
true.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But it's
shouldn't,
also more of a transport helicopter, so it's not going to do as much good for scaring
True,
the player,
yeah.
I think.
This thing is loud and it is armed.
This is a beast.
Yeah.
It's a flying tank, and it's awesome.
So should
And
probably
it's coming to beta.
yes, it'll be in the beta. So one thing I should note here is I changed the special. You can see I did it really quick. It's kind of instinctive, but the special here will allow you to set the state of the unit on the mission start. Because this is a helicopter and because we want it already flying, we set it to just flying state. And that will make him already in the air, engine on, all that kind of stuff.
I was reading some of the guys or people in the chat saying that you know about this stuff already, like the editing, but I think it's important to see as well that there's a lot of people who don't know the editing.
Oh, yeah.
And it could be pretty cool to show them what freedom it offers and how
Yeah.
quickly you can.
Yeah. So slow it down. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So let's just give him a waypoint just like we did with these guys before. And we want him to fly straight over the town, so let's put it like, what, here?
Would
I
the
guess?
new loiter waypoint work for this already?
If we want him to just circle around,
We could try
we
it.
could try.
This
yeah,
is something,
why not?
maybe
This is an experiment even for us.
some of the experienced designers might know what this is about. This is a new waypoint type, the loitering.
Right there.
Yep.
So you can see I just went into the waypoint window again, select type this time, and I'm going to choose the loiter type. So what this should do is it should make him actually just
Circle.
circle. Yeah, okay. So we'll find out if that is what happens. Just place him.
I
let's
see
turn him
people
around.
asking about the equipment tab, but unfortunately that is not quite ready yet
Yeah.
to be shown, so we'll just skip that
Well,
for now.
we'll leave it to a later time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's see if this works. So now we should have this big helicopter flying right over our faces and scaring us.
And this is one of those things that I really like about the Arma series is you can just drop on a helicopter like that and it'll fly. You don't have to set up some scripted sequence where it's flying
So
a specific
here he
route.
is.
Yeah.
Let's hope he doesn't see us. Yeah, he seems to actually have reached the waypoint and now starting to loiter.
Bit of a silhouette.
Oh, what's he shooting at? He might be shooting at our player unit.
Mission
Our player unit is shooting at him. That's the
That
thing.
seems like a smart thing to
Yeah,
do.
well, that's sort of the thing about Arma. You never know what's going to happen.
Another nice feature of this particular gunship is it has a little bit of cargo space for passengers, so you can drop in maybe like a special forces
Yeah,
squad. Or,
and believe me, when you see this thing come in and then drop off troops and then continue engaging you, you know, you hopefully will have
it's best to
your
avoid
own
it
support.
usually.
Yeah, for sure. And our player unit doesn't seem to be. Yeah, okay. But yeah, it seems the later waypoint does work. So there you go. So let's actually leave him on loiter so that he's a constant threat to the player. So yeah, we now have our nice helicopter flying over. So let's, I guess, populate the town.
Have you shown any other times of day yet?
We've only said it once to Jay's favorite time of day.
Because it might be cool to show this off at night with all the new lights and
That's true. Yeah.
like even maybe the MI48 will
Mhm.
have its lights on.
That is a good point actually. So
So that's
obviously a big thing about Arma is that we have the 24-hour day-night cycle, so we can at any point change this very quickly to the nighttime. So let's do, I guess, what, 23, 30, and let's get rid of the overcast entirely, so there's no clouds. So now the mission should be pitch black, but we'll find out.
Well, it depends on whether there's full moon as well.
True as well, but we'll see. So you can see already some of the nice improvements to lighting and stuff that's coming with the public beta. You can see over there all the lights have turned on.
And carried over from the previous games, of course, is that the star map is actually accurate to where you are in the world. Same with stuff like the tides and
Oh, and we can actually see the tracers
traces
now.
coming in.
That is quite nice.
He doesn't seem to have his lights on, but he's
No.
obviously on aware or from that night.
Yeah, one thing, that is one thing, yeah, for sure. We should maybe swap them to safe,
Yeah.
perhaps, as we did before with the patrolling unit. But yeah, so nighttime looks quite nice. Should we keep it night or should we keep it sunset, you think?
Probably go back.
Yeah,
So
probably.
people can see
so
more.
you can see more,
Yeah.
yeah, sure. So let's change the time of day very quickly back to...
Is there any other specific questions coming in? Or?
Well, I think people are asking about Altis. So
Yeah, so for the beta, it will still be Stratus, and Altis, we're saving that for the full release. There is still work to do on that as well, so that's one of the reasons. What might happen though is that we'll be staging Altis on the development branch ahead of the full game's release so that we can still test it. We're not yet sure about the timing of that, but the beta will be Stratus.
Yeah.
We're going to focus on bringing the new vehicles, the weapons, the third faction, some showcases.
But Altus will definitely be worth the wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll just, there's so much more to explore there. It's really cool.
But not just yet.
Not just yet.
Okay, so...
and sorry to interrupt,
Yes.
but maybe it's good to say one more clearly when the beta is coming,
Right.
Right.
and that is about 2 to 3 weeks after E3.
Yeah.
And an exact date will probably be announced at the exhibition.
So,
Yeah, you can continue. I'll just talk a little
Yeah,
bit more
sure.
about that timing of the beta. So what we are doing now as a team is preparing our build for E3, which is in about a week's time. It starts in LA. A bunch of us are going there to show off the beta. We'll be showing the new showcases there and some other stuff as well. And then we return to the team here, and should be about 2 or 3 weeks after that when we go live with the beta.
so the beta is coming.
It's definitely,
Yeah.
it's quite soon, I think.
Cool. Okay, so let's continue, I guess, with populating the town. So we've put here one guy guarding this bridge. One thing you can do really quickly if you want to place a whole bunch of units is the editor does support copy and paste. So if I just select him here and do Control-C, hold on, Control-C, and then Control-V over here, and there you go. Exact same unit duplicated, same direction, same skill, same type of unit. But just you can put 50 at once if you really want to. But let's leave it at 1.
Or you can use groups to
Or you can
insert
use
a
groups,
couple of
which
preset.
we hinted at before.
Right, but it's not really relevant for this scenario.
this particular one. It might be
like-
relevant later on if we want to introduce
I
some
think
kind of
it'd be good if
reinforcement
you
mechanic,
maybe just try to get a couple of guys in there quickly
Yeah.
and then start playing,
for sure.
start shooting
Yeah,
shit.
show the guys some stuff. Okay, so let's quickly place down these guys. Let's put some more people
Maybe
in their
some
way.
machine gunner, auto
Yeah,
rifleman. Maybe.
Sure. Some more auto riflemen. Again, we're having the grouping thing here, so we just ungroup. Move him, I guess, right here.
The only other
and
thing I could
place the
say
whole
about
bunch.
the beta and its release is that pretty much right after E3, we're going to be staging the entire beta on the development branch. So this will be a little bit confusing maybe, because you'll be playing the alpha with beta content for about 1 or 2 weeks, only on development branch. And this just allows us to test those final things and make sure that it's all smooth before we go live on the main release.
So let's swap ourselves back to the player unit and start. Did we set the time of day correct? We did. Okay, cool. So let's actually try this out. Now, one thing you should do as you're making your missions is test them often,
Yeah,
and just
very
make
good.
sure that obviously that they're fun, they're how you want them to be, and that they're not too difficult, and that of course the AI are functioning in the way that you want them to.
Because obviously even just adding that auto rifleman, I don't know if you put him in, but that just completely changes the entire
Oh yeah,
opposing force,
definitely. And one thing we have to, oh, there's our helicopter. One thing we have to be careful of as well is you might have seen that we are, I placed him relatively close to the player unit and facing him, so it could have been there that we started the mission and just completely shot us. So,
Yeah, so later
things you have to be careful
you
of.
want to tweak probably his starting position.
You can see we've left the affiliation to Blue Force, so they're not actually shooting at us, they're shooting at the helicopter. So let's change that really quick. So yeah, now if we change the affiliation to Op4, these guys who we've placed won't actually be shooting at the helicopter, but they'll be looking for us instead. So let's preview again.
Maybe I have a question actually for our audience is how do you feel about the whole alpha beta like roadmap, the way that we're releasing Arma 3? Is it something you like, that you appreciate like seeing the game before it actually releases?
Yeah, see, we're already in China. But yeah, I would say like it's definitely been beneficial to us.
I'm seeing a couple of likes on the on the Twitch.
Oh, that's a good sign. It's definitely been beneficial to us, I would say.
Yeah, I think it really helps us seeing how the game runs on all these millions or endless combinations of hardware and software. So we can still put some optimization and fixes in and stability stuff.
But it allows us to deliver a much more complete game.
Oh,
and I'm getting shot at.
Okay, you need to focus on the military.
On my playing, yeah. Let's heal ourselves quick.
Like with our team, we would just never be able to just test all of the endless combinations of gameplay. Like people can just, even with mods especially, people can just create missions that are completely crazy. Like recently saw a really cool video where they just dropped in 80 helicopters or something all lifting over, doing a bit of an aerial ballet.
Yeah. Well, where is this guy? But yeah, you can see already we have a basic mission down, which we can actually have a bit of a challenge completing. I think I got him. Using our nice new 3D scopes right there. Yeah, he's down.
And so the great thing as well, if we hadn't been talking all this time, you would have had this mission up and running in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not ridiculously difficult to get even a really basic scenario down in the editing.
You seem to have some blood on your...
Yeah, I've already used my first aid kit. I don't think that was perhaps the smartest idea to use it at the start, but it seems we have another guy just around the corner here. One of the bridge guards, probably. There he is.
Maybe another thing about the workshop missions is once you've published it, the way to download it is you go to the scenario section in the main menu, and there you'll be able to open the Steam overlay where you can subscribe to missions and download them into the game, play them. And
It's
that works,
really easy, really fast.
It works both for single player and multiplayer as well, so that's really good.
Now you might have noticed there that he was just kind of standing there. That's mainly because we have not given these guys any kind of like actual behavior or any of that kind of stuff. So he was just on completely default behavior, but it's very easy to change that, and we'll show that in a second.
How far is the car? Maybe we should just run to it and actually steal it, so you'll have your
Let's
first
have our first
stealing of a car
Yeah.
in the steal car.
Well, let's hope we don't get completely annihilated on our way there. I'm worried about the helicopter.
But
so-
the helicopter doesn't care about
No.
it. It's single tiny little Thomas
Or
running
just
around.
a little ant. Okay, let's let's go up here. Be careful
People have been
as
asking
well.
about the AI as well and like balancing. This is definitely something that we're still tuning a lot.
It's definitely a big focus of our own
the
mission
weapon
development.
settings, the recoil,
And
yeah.
I've already died.
You failed.
Yes. So if we weren't talking, as we said, we might have already stolen our car. But
so the thing is, we are definitely still balancing all of these settings, that the way that AI detects you and that the weapons behave. That should all still get an iteration or two.
definitely, yeah, it's all still work in progress.
Definitely.
But as I mentioned earlier, we can give these guys some behavior, and one really nice way of doing that is just by giving them a guard waypoint. Now, guard waypoint, like loiter waypoint, is just a special type of waypoint. But the thing to be careful about the guard waypoint is that if you place it, if any of the unit of that side spots you, they will actually run to that position. So you don't want to give everybody that guard waypoint, because then you'll just have everyone in the town running at you.
But it is a really powerful.
It can be a really.
waypoint
It's particularly useful for reinforcements.
Yeah.
Specifically. So if we were to we could show that in a bit actually if we want to integrate some reinforcements into the mission. But yeah, you could have a group way off and come in, go straight and search for the player.
Is there
which is really
perhaps
nice.
some other asset that we can just drop in to show from the beta?
Something
Anything you can think
quick.
Any requests coming
Perhaps.
You
yeah.
put an AA launcher in.
Oh yeah,
AA
like the
launcher?
Titan AA
Yeah.
launcher maybe?
So we have a new AA launcher that'll be included in the beta, which will actually be quite useful to show off here. We can maybe shoot down our helicopter. It's called the Titan, and it'll allow us. It's got both A and AT capability, so we can see if we can shoot this guy down.
Yeah. I think it's important to mention that when we add like big assets like a gunship, we have to balance it somehow so you have something to fight back with.
Definitely.
So now, although there's a big threat to you and your teammates with this enormous gunship coming in to kill you, you have something to counter with. It's
And
Yeah,
what better
it's
way to
pretty-
counter it than a giant rocket launcher on your
It's
shoulder?
pretty simple stuff, but we wanted to be careful about not unbalancing our game with releasing things in different stages.
Right. So this is, as you can see, the Titan AA launcher.
And it'll probably have countermeasures, the MI-48.
Yeah, we do have, the Arma 3 does have countermeasures on the helicopters, so they won't be that easy to shoot down.
It's one of the
Let's see if
things,
we can-
like next week in the stream, we're going to be showing off the Combined Arms showcase.
Yeah.
There is another showcase that is the supports package, and what is really cool there is there's the Comanche flying. It is engaged by anti-air units, and you'll see it dropping all the flares, and it's looking amazing.
So you can see, we just bring up our sights here, got a lock on him. You know you'll have a lock when it shows the filled in diamond like this. And there goes countermeasures, so I think we've missed. Yeah, we've missed. So let's reload and try again. Now the thing is, we might still shoot and still he'll get a good countermeasure off and we still won't hit him. But we have given ourselves away to him, so we should probably be a bit.
Have you spoken about
Oh no, we hit him. And down he goes. Well, that was unexpected, but okay. So yeah, you can see at times they will get off the right countermeasures and they will deflect your A missile, but
and they will
other
start
times-
hunting you. Yeah.
And now, of course, everyone in the town knows that we are here, so we are going to get shot
suppressing
at.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you spoken yet about the armored units coming with the beta? or-
Haven't mentioned them yet. No, not yet.
So I think you'll see them more in next week's showcase because they're actually part of it. One of the things coming is our LAV type vehicles, so wheeled armor. We have the AMV on the Blue Force side.
AMV on Blue 4, we have the recently advertised Marad on Op 4.
Correct.
And on, I'm not sure if there is one on the.
No, we
green
have
faction.
on the green faction obviously is the AMRAP or the Strider.
The Strider, yeah.
So
Time to rotate.
I would say we do another rotation.
Okay, so whose
Right.
turn is it now?
I do rotate.
So thank you for suffering through my Dutch accent.
Suffering.
Yeah.
Now
This
let's
beautiful
have some fun
Dutch
with the Czech
accent. Yeah.
Yeah. So now we are bringing in the first Czech, and it's Karol Maricki. Some of the community
Hello.
people will probably know him. And
And here we are.
for one thing, he is famous for the recently introduced Splendid Cam viewer.
Oh, should
Well,
be.
I'm
So,
not going famous, but apparently it's some useful feature.
Oh, and I just got killed right as I.